Kathy, and you've reached the We Be Knitting podcast. This is a podcast about yarny goodness, a little sewing, and some other craftiness. My name is Kathy, and I am videotaping podcasting tonight from our home in Forest Grove, Oregon, which is just west of Portland, Oregon, and it's Tuesday the 20th, no, it's not Tuesday, it's Monday. It's Monday the 27th of February. Month's almost over. It's been a very interesting, weather-wise, it's been the wackadoodle. I think everybody's had a wackadoodle. We've had snow days, we've had flooding, we've had just really bizarre weather, and I think everybody would like to take Puxatawny Phil out because, quite frankly, we're just all completely done with this weather this year. So anyway, so you've reached me on YouTube. I'm on Instagram as KMCina, and that's where I'm most active. I have a Ravelry account. We have a Ravelry podcast group, but honestly, I'm not the best at Ravelry, only because I just don't go out there enough. I think it's an awesome tool. I've been a member since 2008. I need to get better at posting my finished objects. Anyway, so you found me, yay. If you're a first-time viewer, thank you so much for checking me out. Hopefully you'll like it, so make sure to hit subscribe to get notifications on when I post a new podcast. If you're returning, thank you. If you like what you see, if you have any feedback, please feel free to do a thumbs up, and something you liked or didn't like, I'm okay. Feedback is feedback. It's a gift. Whether it's good or bad, it's a gift. That's what I've always been told. So anyway, crazy couple weeks. I have a few things that are actually done, which is why I decided to podcast today. And then I'm hoping I'll have even more done in a couple weeks so I can podcast around what would be my 1 year podiversary. I forgot to go check, but it was like the first week of March last year in 2016. That I decided to take the plunge. I'd been literally sucked into the podcast zone. And then a friend of mine, Carrie, she's the Creative Obsession podcast. She changed her name, and I still can't say it right. She changed her podcast name, which fits her better than the old podcast name. Anyway, but Carrie actually had never heard of a knitting podcast, and I had told her. And then she jumped in, and I went, okay, I got to try this. So she's had a lot more success as far as subscribers, but she's also a lot more out-of-the-box creative, and she's dyeing fabric or yarn and sewing stuff. She's amazing. Anyway, so you've reached me. I have got a few finished objects. I've got a few works in progress. I have a few acquisitions and just a few other little things that I kind of dug up out of the garage, and there's some historical stuff towards the end that I'll get to. So first up, I will post a picture here, hopefully. If not, I'll post it at the end. But I just finished, and I've posted these before, and I don't have one completed in front of me. But last night I finished finally crocheting 50 Pokeballs. Pokemon Go was like the rage last July with all the kids and their phones. And I ended up making some Pokeballs. I've now made a lot of Pokeballs. I regret not keeping track of how many Pokeballs I've made, but I just did an order. I don't have an Etsy shop, but a friend of mine at work, she's an engineer, and she really loves all my crocheted creations. Anyway, she ordered 50 for her kids' math club at school. She's one of the mentors coaches, and she always gives them something at the end of the year. And so before she changed her mind, I got them done. I did them last night, finished them up during the Oscars. So that was one major finished object. The next finished object, it's awesome. It's a paid pattern from Storyland Amos, yeah. And it's Heather is the gal's name. She's on Etsy, and I'll post the URL. But it's a little crocheted. I found Nemo. How cute is he? Seriously, it's blown out a little bit. Isn't he cute, you guys? Look how cute he is, and he's even got one special fin Anyway, he's crocheted. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't as hard as I thought. It took a little time with the back stitching, and I used cotton, just the regular inexpensive cotton from Joann's, and yeah, he turned out really cute. I was really excited. So I got him done last week. Yeah, so I just share him with you. I don't know. I don't want to open the floodgate with orders because, like I said, I don't have an Etsy shop. But I'm sure I might be making some more of these. This is definitely one I'm going to keep because I just think he's awesome. So I got that off the hook done. And then something that was really super sweet. Friday I got, and I'll insert a picture here or at the end. I've made lots of crocheted penguins and I've showed them before in previous podcasts. And I'll insert a before and after picture. But one of my daughter's schoolmates, friends with her mom, and she had sent me a note. Her youngest son, Finn, she'd bought a crocheted orange penguin from me a couple years ago at one of the bazaars, and Orangey needed surgery, and I said, no problem, just drop him off at the house. Well, I got him, and it was like, oh, this poor guy has been loved to death. But I'll stick it in, but I just got to read you this cute little note, and I'll stick it in with the picture, but it says, Dear Doctor, thank you for doing surgery on my orange ducky the penguin. I hope he's going to be okay. I will miss him. Sincerely, and then Finn's entire name. So I got verklempt. It was so cool. So I ended up crocheting 2 new wings, 2 new feet, and a new beak, and then I really secured it as much as I could. I think Tracy had actually washed it in the washing machine because the eyeballs, I used the safety eyes, but the surrounding crocheted items were like sunk in, and like you couldn't really tell where it was almost like they were felted, but they weren't felted because it's cotton. But I thought it was the most adorable thing, and anyway, so I just had to, I thought it was super awesome, and I loved it. I thought it was so cool. So other things I'm doing, still working on my crocheted Afghan. I haven't made any progress. I only did it through January, so I'm not going to share that with you. I started, I went to, I'd seen this on one of the crocheting websites that I follow, and I don't go, we have a Walmart superstore nearby, but I don't go in there a lot, but every once in a while I do go in, and someone mentioned that they had yarn that was this new Lion Brand's Mandala, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, here's the thing. Anyway, I found I picked 2 colors thinking it was in an end cap, thinking, oh, there's plenty of them, I'll be fine. Big mistake. So the first one I started, I just wanted to do a corner to corner crochet napkin because it's really easy. And I did it with the color named Gnome. And I did the first skein and I went back to do more. And of course, they're out. And of course, you look online and yeah. So, or you can go online and spend double the price, which it's not expensive yarn. But considering I only got it for $4.97 a skein, and there's a lot of yardage on here, you guys. It's 590 yards. It's huge. Well, I'll show you what the other one that I got looked like. This one's called Unicorn, and it's just fun grays and pinks. I haven't started anything yet because I'm afraid to, because I can't get this yarn either. So anyway, I love it. It's nice and bright, and my cat Oliver loved it. But isn't this fun? So I started it thinking I was going to get more of it, and then mistake. So right now it's kind of like it's not a shawl, but I guess it could be a shawl. Nah, not so much. So I actually emailed Lion Brand Yarns, and they actually got back to me and said that they should be getting restocked at Walmart's in early summer. So little half dude will be just kind of hanging out in my pile of whips for a while, and it is what it is. Let's see. So that was all the finished things I had done. I did get a couple acquisitions. Oh, and you know what I'm realizing? I'll throw a picture, and I don't know what I did with the... Well, anyway, one of the purchases I made was I've been watching Christy's Instagram page, and I finally went, you know what? This is a sign. I need to go and buy it because it's got bees. Look at her bag. So cool. So I got this last week, and just cool little gray dot print in there, but it's got bees, and I love how she does her little tag. And her shop is the Sugar Tots, and I'll insert a link to her Etsy site. I got this. I ordered 2 of her mug rugs, which I thought were really cool. I got 2 of them. One of them's already at work, but it's just using the cording and then some fabric and a zigzag stitch, which is cool. And then I also ordered a little progress keeper that's Hedwig, the Harry Potter owl. And she did a great job on that. I don't know where I put it though, so I can't show it to you. So I got those 3 things. So February is birthday month around here. My birthday, Victor's birthday, and then, oh, there's a cat. And then Valentine's Day. Anyway, so one of the things that my sister-in-law sent us, which I thought was really cool, is we generally don't exchange gifts with the adults. We usually just do stuff with the kids. But she sent us this, and I can't remember what the other thing she sent us. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But this, I'd never seen one of these, and we're huge Star Wars fans in our house. It is a Death Star cutting board. How cool is that? Yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's from Think Geek. So if you've got a geek in your life, Think Geek. This is very cool. And we've actually, Victor's used it a couple times. We've actually used it more for a hot pad trivet on our dining room table. So I thought that was cool, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And then a couple other things going on, which I'm hoping will get my me wanting to knit more. I signed up, and it starts on Wednesday, March 1st, for Mina Phillip, her New York sock collection. It's a club, and you, I don't know the detail. I already signed up for it, but if you sign up between now and before it launches, you like get a little discount. But she's gonna release a sock pattern a month for a few months, and so I'm doing that. I think I've got my yarn picked out, so I'm hoping that I'll actually cast on some socks and get going. I had that little spurt in October where I was all gung-ho with socks, and then I kind of was busy doing craft show fair stuff, and I kind of like lost it. So did that, and then a couple things that I wanted to show you guys that my dad has been purging the house, and he's got some stuff that he wants my brother and I to have that either my mom made or they had that he wants to make sure my brother and I get him. So one thing, which I am so happy I have, because I didn't realize they didn't have it, only because most of our blankets and Afghans that my grandma made us are kind of stored, because I don't want to, it's a shame, I don't want to use them because I don't want anything to happen to them. But then what's the point of having it if it's sitting in a plastic box? So, and I'll insert a picture. I just took a quick picture before that, and I'll insert a full picture. But my grandma, my dad's mom, my grandma Green, made my brother and I and my cousin each a, baby Afghan, which I still can't find. I know it's somewhere here. It's my favorite. It's pink and blue and white, light colors. It's a chevron. I've got lots of baby pictures of me on it when I was like baby. And I know it's somewhere. I just haven't found it. But I went and got one of the crates, and it's, she made this for me when I was probably, I don't know, 2 or 3. I'm sure I've got pictures, but it's a 4x6 Afghan. And yes, it's the 70s, and yes, it's acrylic, and yes, it's granny square, but my grandma made it. So it's pretty priceless to me. So I thought that was cool. And it's standing the test of time. And I know I've got lots of pictures growing up when I was younger, before I was a teenager, with this on my bed growing up at my mom and dad's house, which that was cool. So I had to show you guys that because I just kind of thought it was cool. And then something else that my dad's kind of purging all the Christmas ornaments and Christmas decorations, and making sure that my brother and I each get stuff. And he gave me back stuff that I had made, my mom and dad, when I was really into cross stitch in the 80s. And I was going to show you this, but more importantly, I'm going to show you what's on the back. So this one I love. It's Merry Christmas. I don't know what the pattern was. This was made in 1987. So one of the things my mom loved to do, she was always a perfectionist, which I am not. But Chrisman's was a frame shop in Hillsboro. Actually, I don't think they're still there. But my mom, whenever I do cross-stitch stuff, instead of paying a ton of money to have a frame shop actually stretch it and do all that and then do it, my mom would go in and frame them for me. So I've got a few others that I'd given my grandparents that I've since gotten back. But I hadn't seen these in a long time. And since my mom passed away in 2015, Dad hasn't really decorated, which is fine. But he knew I wanted these back. So, and then this was another one, Happy Holidays. And this one was also from 1987, which is my point is the importance of labeling stuff, which is really weird. The one thing I didn't do is that I didn't actually, usually I would initial, sorry about the glare, cross stitch my initials and the date, and I'm not sure why I did that, because other ones I've done that were like an 82, 83, 84, they have KG, and then they have like 82, 83, 84, so anyway, I just want to show you that. Let's see, anything else? Talked about the knit club. Oh, something that's coming up that hopefully I'm actually going to do this weekend. Starting Thursday the 2nd of March through Sunday, I don't know what year, maybe the 8th annual, I think it's the 8th annual Rose City Yarn Crawl is happening, and I haven't done it in the whole gamut in a few years, but the first 2 years they had it, and I had to go look, and I'm going to post pictures at the end. 2010 was the first year, and I went with my friend Janelle, and I think back in 2010, there were at least 18 yarn shops in the Portland Metro, Vancouver, Washington area, and Janelle and I, it was before none of us, well, I didn't have a smartphone, I had a flip phone, she might have had she had a GPS, though, that tracked it all, and she's an engineer, so she was like more, okay, this is how we're going to do it, but we hit all 16, or maybe it was 16 stores. Doesn't matter. We hit them all, except for one, which I'll tell you about that in a second. We went to all of them. We just couldn't get into the last one. But it was great. And the first year I felt like, oh man, I got to spend money in every single store. Well, when you get there and the line is so long you can't, you go in, you get your passport stamped, and you get out, which I learned the next year. But the first year, we went to all the shops. And then the last shop we went to, which was actually the closest one, pretty much closest one to us in Beaverton, we got there thinking it was open till 6. I went to open the door and almost ripped the arm out of my socket. And it's like 5 after 5. We're like knocking, and the lady's like, "We're not letting you in." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Yeah. I'm not going to name the name of the shop. They are still open. I don't spend money in there anymore. Everybody that knows me know which shop it is. I did go back in the next day. I did get a stamp. I was not happy, and they knew it. And then I turned my passport in somewhere else. Ended up, I got a call the next day, the Sunday, saying I won. It was from the shop in Vancouver, and I won one of the grand prize baskets. It was huge. It was like $300 worth of yarn and books, and it was amazing. So the next year, 2011, I don't remember why Janelle and I couldn't go together, but I just decided to do it on my own. I took like part of Friday afternoon off, and I did them all. And I spent money in some shops. Some of the shops, the problem is it's so busy. When I walk into I don't know about you guys, but if I walk into a yarn shop and you can't even see the counter, yeah, no, you don't need my money. You're too busy as it is. So I went in, would get the stamp, would write my name down, and leave. So that year, 2011, I didn't get a phone call on Sunday, but Monday I got a call, and I didn't recognize the number, and I didn't pick it up because it was on my cell phone. Lightning struck again, and I won the basket, the grand prize, again, different basket, but cool stuff, and was one of the shops in Beaverton that I really like. So I went back in, got a picture with the owner. It was awesome. And then I've gone on like a few stops. 1 year, a few years ago, Victor actually drove me to most of the stores, but I haven't won. But this year I kind of want to go. There's 2 new stores I have not been to, and there's only 13 stores. So it started out with like 16 or 17. There's been a few, like a lot of places, a few yarn shops that have gone out of business. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully I'll get some fun pictures and get some cool new yarn. And then I think, is that the only thing? I don't really have any new podcasts I've been watching. The same ones I've been watching, and they're all great. I just haven't really, had any aha moments, or at least it's not thinking of me. One thing I did want to mention was, stuff like this, my crocheted items, and like the poke balls and all that. I do these for, I think I've mentioned this in an earlier podcast, but most of the crocheting I do is to raise money for the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life. It isn't for me to make money. It's a one way I can use my little talent that I was lucky enough that my grandma taught me how to crochet when I was very young. And I actually love making toys and not clothing, but toys for people. Just like with the penguin, the fact that Finn just loved that little penguin to death, it just makes my heart smile. So anyway, I think the only other thing I want to tell you guys, because it was Oscar Sunday yesterday, we've only seen 2 movies in the last couple month or so. We saw the Lego Batman movie, which is actually very cute. And if you've never seen the actual Lego movie, I do recommend it. It was actually really good. There's a good theme behind it and story. And the Bat one it's just funny. And if you know anything about Batman, it kind of links the 60s Batman all the way to 2017, just the different variations. But then the movie I can't recommend enough is Hidden Figures. I took Charlotte and I to see it a couple of weeks after it came out, and it was a great movie. So unfortunately, I didn't get to see any of the other Oscar-nominated movies yet. I do need to go see definitely Moonlight and Lion and La La Land. Most of those are probably obviously going to end up watching them on video or DVD. But anyway, I hope you guys are all doing great. I just wanted to do thought it was going to be short, and it's like 20 minutes now, but just hope everybody's doing good. Like I said, subscribe on the whatever corner it is. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get updates, and hopefully next week or the following week, hopefully we'll have cast on some new socks. That's the intent, and then we'll see what other kind of trouble I can get in. So I'll leave you guys with a little more Nemo-ish stuff. And hope you guys all have a good week. And I'll see you soon. Happy end of February. Bye.